Welcome to another special episode of the Big Leap from Mirae Asset. I am personally been looking forward to this episode for a very long period of time. Today we have with us Mr. Viksit Rohatgi from Blue Circle Financial Services from Gurgaon. Of all the things which are there about Mr. Rohatgi, which I can talk about, the first and foremost thing when anybody says Viksit sir to me is purely the passion, and if I could steal some of this passion for when it comes to markets, investments and people per se and clients. So that is my first learning about him. He started this firm in 1995. So it's actually the 25th year of Blue Circle Financial Services as we speak. So congratulations. Viksit sir is actually a career cricketer who stumbled into equity and mutual funds and investments. Welcome, Viksit sir. It is our honor. You and I have been talking for years now, but I want the viewers to know about your story. How did Blue Circle start? How did you come into this investments side? And what has been your take till now?
Thank you very much, Mayur. Story started, I started earning as way back since 1998 while I was pursuing my graduation. So I used to work on day assignments on say, an XYZ kind of a pocket money kind of an earnings. Did my graduation from Delhi University. I am a commerce graduate. Post my graduation, as always is dream of any parent, here with my father who has been a retired SBI officer. He wanted me to join State Bank of India, and he was after me that I should pursue bank job as a probationary officer. So he made me appear for the exam, which fortunately or unfortunately I could clear on the first attempt. However, I was very reluctant to go in for the interview. Somehow his dad understood this thought process in me, and then he accompanied me for the interview. And the rest of the story is I went in for the interview and I could convince in between my father and the interviewers there who were known names that allow me to pursue my passion. My passion was sales. Right. So finally they could convince my dad is that we can always bring him back to SBI, let him pursue his career or his passion. So then started is my first journey as I worked with a company which was into marketing of the consumer stuff, mattresses and pillows. Joined them at a stipend of 800 rupees a month.
Wow.
Worked with this company is for a period of about 2 years. I got 2 out of the turn promotions. I got promoted as a assistant depot manager. The first year of joining, I was the second best salesman for them in the country. Henceforth, these promotions. Then, as I resigned from there, I got in a very good offer from another consumer giant. Joined them as a territory manager. Worked with them for a period of another 2 years. It was then as that I realized I was earning quite a decent amount of money as salary. So I said, यार मुझ में कुछ बात है जो कर सकता हूँ, जो ये मिल रहा है. So why don't I try and do something on my own? There started as resigned from there, and then क्या करना है पता नहीं था. Wandered from here, there, क्या करें क्या नहीं. Finally, as I landed up in this profession through courtesy is one of my distant cousins who gave me a bit of education about financial planning, investments and all that. It was basically as I started as a Blue Circle then in 1995 in October. Somehow or the other is the plans which we made in Blue Circle didn't work that way. So I had to join as you can say a consultant with one of the leading advisors of Delhi.
I know.
So from 1996 to 2011, I was associated with him.
Yes.
And we always had an understanding that Blue Circle parallelly would continue with business from my relatives and friends without any promotion.
Sure.
So that always existed. It was 2011 that I decided that I must now start innings on my own. And then is again October 2011. So Blue Circle independently is started working from Gurgaon. So this has been a long journey that way.
So I remember that October 2011 when the office got inaugurated.
It was a very tough time, and in fact,
Yes.
I think you also were there. That Viksit, these are tough times. The going for you had been very good in your earlier innings with that prominent IFA. At this time, taking this kind of a decision, somehow it's tough, and market was not like able to digest this.
Yes.
So, and you remember that time I said is कि businesses बनते हैं वो rough weather में ही बनते हैं.
Totally
Because
agree.
it's the time you can create systems and processes.
Right.
तेजियों में तो सिर्फ sales होती है.
Agreed. And that's the system and processes which I wanted to. Good, you picked it up, because that would have been my next question.
Yeah.
Because you are one of the few ones who would have from that day onwards have our own whitelist, have our own asset stroke scheme selection process, and that is white label, that is written down, and nobody can touch around with that.
I am very, very particular about my do's and don'ts.
Yes.
Rather is more particular about my don'ts, what I will not do.
Sure.
Right. So I made it a point is it's a learning, past experience, made mistakes. Year 2000, it was just a TMT led bull run.
Yes.
I also get swayed on that bull run, and then the lesson was everything crashed and investors had huge losses. So that was a learning that I'll remain out of any sectoral thematic calls. Luckily enough, that time is 2007 bull run. There were a lot of close-ended funds which came down. Yes. So luckily, I did not do any of those close-ended funds. I escaped. So again, that's also on my don't, that I won't do any close-ended fund. I won't do any fund of funds. Right? We would just simply look upon on vanilla diversified open-ended equity funds and vanilla debt schemes. No fancy or complicated calls, because this is what investor easily understands. See, apart from I am not in a profession to sell anything. I am in a profession is to advise people or to suggest, give solutions to investors' problems.
Correct.
Right. So there is I would like to keep it absolutely simple, which is easy to understand, easy to digest for the investors, sure, and easy for me as well to monitor.
Absolutely.
Right. So this was about the don'ts, what I will not do. Then as I came across with another idea that see, the trust building upon, it's all about building upon on the trust between me and my client. Correct. And the premise for building the trust is transparency and honesty and complete dedication towards investor interests. So there I decided is that let's come upon is like narrow down the choices of the investors across various asset managers. Through that is design upon a process wherein is you would have a whitelist of schemes. Whitelist of the scheme doesn't mean is कि मेरी preference ये है because मुझे commission वहाँ ज़्यादा मिलता है. Nothing of this nature. So we designed a process that we would follow this process, do a filtration. The premise of this process for filtration is about consistency. Now it is where is what we see for us is past track record is very important. NFO we don't do, again that is also one of our indon'ts. We will do only tried, tested and trusted funds which have the fund manager I can judge upon on how consistently the fund manager has performed. Right, so there we have a filtration process. It's a 9-step filtration process wherein we see is 1 year, 3 year, 5 year performances vis-a-vis the benchmark. Then we see is how various platforms like Morningstar Advisor Workstation or Value Research or any other ICRA or CRISIL, how they have rated the performance of the fund manager, not the scheme. See, scheme performance is quantitative. This is based on the performance, on the exact numbers.
Yeah.
Performance can vary, right? But consistency would remain.
Correct.
So our idea is that we would create a sorting of those funds which are consistently in the top quartile, or worst case scenario, top of the second quartile. Right?
Okay.
These schemes should not go is lower than that.
Sure.
And like we ourselves tested upon is that when we take upon a mean of the top quartile funds, right? So there is the mean would be plus or minus 1 or 0.5. Right. Whereas if I say take a peer group mean, now that could be hugely different. That could be 4, 5 or 6.
Right.
Right. So that process was narrowing down on these schemes, and then as the variance between the within that whitelist,
Okay.
the top performer or the last performer, the mean difference was about plus minus 150 to 100 basis points. So investor को time spend नहीं करना ये सोचने में कि कौन सी scheme करूँ.
Sure.
Right.
Because it's a more tight bunch.
सब चीज. So this is how we came up with the whitelist. Then we categorize. See, for us is equity. So all equity schemes were clubbed under one. Once that whitelist, the results of that whitelist came down, then we gave them a sorting. Sorting is these are large cap, these are mid cap, these are multi caps kind of funds. And then as we mentioned there on that list is about suggested time horizon for investment.
Sure.
Right. So as then we have created like a blue chip fund. A blue chip category is investor would have a investment time horizon of 5 years and above. Like multi cap, it should be 7 years and above. Like mid cap, it should be about 9 to 10 years and above. Small caps, 10 years and above. So that kind of a suggested investor time horizon. This is again based on the market cycles, average what we saw over last 25 years. This is how that S band of any equity class gets completed. Right. So this was it. Then we also thought is जब अब ये process कर ही दिया है, तो let's be further be transparent with the investor. Let's make a disclosure of our commission interest well in advance.
That is
along
what,
with this whitelist.
Yes, that is exactly what I was going to come to, because I know that process, and that would be a surprise for our viewers that yours is probably, I'm sure there may be others also, but yours is definitely where your clients get the disclosure of your remuneration in the suggested schemes.
The idea came down there is that like the client can always have a question that Viksit ये वाला इसलिए कर रहा है brokerage ज़्यादा मिल रहा होगा या वो वाला क्यों. Like at times what happens is I give my whitelist is that look, this is the equity or a debt exposure, this much component in large cap, this much mid cap, this much low duration fund, this much is medium duration debt fund. So then as I give that list, here is the list, you select any. Right? This is all my well researched whitelist. So choices with the investor, you can select any. I have no preferences. But still as a client leaves that option on us, is you decide. You decide. So that's very tough for us to decide किसको select करें, किसको नहीं करें kind of stuff. So but then is कि कभी भी investor के mind में ये नहीं आना चाहिए कि इसने वो scheme लिया जिसमें इसको brokerage ज़्यादा मिल रहा है.
Absolutely.
So we made that disclosure upfront that you do this scheme or that scheme. This is my earnings. Also is in my whitelist is we have clearly mentioned that for all investors is this option of direct and regular plans is available. Regular plans have a higher expense ratio. This is where I make my brokerages.
Yes.
If investor has ability and capability to select a portfolio and execute the transaction themselves, they should go for a direct plan which is comparatively cheaper to them.
Yes.
Like we don't earn any commissions on direct plans. Henceforth, we have not considered the performance track record of any direct plans. So we have made it absolutely clear and transparent to the investors. Before we execute the transaction, the investor has to sign this disclosure statement. Application filling and all that happens subsequently. First, they would sign this disclosure statement.
And I can vouch for it that most of the files I would have seen where clients have actually signed.
Yes.
There are multiple schemes written, and I would like to add that it is not only schemes. If the client has chosen a scheme on his own, and for that also, if you are getting
Yeah,
compensated,
we take a disclaimer from the client is that it is client's selection. We have not suggested this scheme, and this was not in our whitelist that time.
right?
So we take this indemnifier from the clients. So that it's not that like कि मैं अपने आप को कुछ protect करके चल रहा हूँ kind of stuff. It is that me and my client have to be on the same page. Like कल को ये confusion at times what happens is कि विकसित उस समय तुमने बताया नहीं कि ये स्कीम अच्छी नहीं है या is you had a better alternative to this scheme. So this is just as कि सर मैंने बताया था. You prefer to go in for this. Now, these are decisions which can go either way, right or wrong. And we are doing portfolio reviews. So उसमें वो सारा पता लगता है.
Lovely. My question is that, which is, I wanted you to touch upon another part of your process, which is that any new client, unless they go through that questionnaire part, a risk profiling, you would not tend to advise or suggest any schemes till the time you do not have a total grip of their background, their checks, and what is their mental frame when it comes to money.
This is not mandatory for a client to get the risk profiling done.
Yes.
At times what happens is, we use two kinds of risk profilers. One is a vanilla risk profiler, that is 100 minus age is equals to risk oblique growth assets.
Sure.
Right, because the other what we use is a psychometric risk tolerances that we use Phenometrica system.
Yes.
Now everyone is not that well versant about the process, right? And they may not be as comfortable as with this technology, right? So then is like especially the retired segment of the clients, and where they mostly the portfolios are legacy portfolios. So they prefer 100 minus age wala. It is for the youngsters is that we prefer is to have the psychometric risk tolerance done.
Lovely.
The best part about it is, what we come to know about the client is, one is the client's acceptance or the risk tolerance. Secondly is the demographics of the client. Thirdly is the wealth cycle of the client. And lastly is how consistent the client would be on his thought process. It's a series of about 26 questions what this software has.
Yes.
Through which is we would now using this so often now as we've learned with experiences how to gauge or how to judge upon on the you can say the psychometric aspects of the client. To utmost accuracy we can find out कि इस question का client ने जवाब तुक्का मार के दिया है या ये true to the behavior नहीं दिया है.
Sure.
Right, because there would be zigzag movements of the replies of the client that would not be in a consistent manner. So the idea for this is कि अब उसका जो replies है वो left, right, center कहाँ भाग रहा है. So what is the consistency? So अगर consistency level है, which means gives us an indication कि client का thought process बिल्कुल सही है. Right, and client और हम एक पेज पे रहने की is probability बहुत हाई है. But अगर वो लेफ्ट राइट सेंटर भाग रहा है तो वहां मुझे ये है कि यार या तो ये क्लाइंट मेरे से परेशान रहेगा या मैं इस क्लाइंट से परेशान रहूंगा और अल्टीमेटली हमारी रिलेशनशिप कभी भी हेल्दी रिलेशनशिप नहीं चलेगी. So why should we enter in such a relationship? तो जहां कहीं हमें लगता है कि नहीं यार ये हेल्दी रिलेशनशिप नहीं है, फ्रूटफुल नहीं रहेगी दोनों के लिए और लॉन्ग लास्टिंग नहीं होगी, so we prefer is not to enter in that relationship at all. So this way is we have learned is I don't say refusing the client, I would say like उसको टालने वाला बात is sir some or the other is we are over busy या some or the other like हम service नहीं provide कर पाएंगे, we need some time as to get on to this relationship kind of stuff. So let's postpone that.
So that's another way of saying that you would find whether the client is fit for Blue Circle or not. It's not exactly. It's
Exactly.
not that Blue Circle will be solution provider for all. It will be for people whom you can service well.
Exactly.
That's
It's just like there's know your client. It's again a know your client kind of a stuff. How well is you are aware of the client situations.
right.
और वो ये ऐसा client we don't want is a transactional client के market भागा तो equity कर रहा है और market गिरा तो बोला यार ये तुमने क्या करा दिया kind of stuff. या debt वाला कुछ fiasco होता है तो यार ये क्या करा दिया kind of. We don't want that.
Fair, understood. So Viksit sir, 25 years, you have seen generations and how they react to money. You have seen wealth being created. You have seen people react to money. I know at one point of time you would be managing their PPF. Now you are managing second generation, third generation money. And that's been your journey with them from 95. And I have been seeing this for 15 years with you. What do you think have been the key reasons for any wealth creation to happen? 25 years is a good time with so many clients, you know, so much of their mental background.
See, पैसा बनाना या ना बनना basically it's a discipline. Often is discussed is whether investing is an art or a science.
Yes.
Right. So I would say is if for an investor it's an art. Right. For maybe a fund manager or to some extent is advisor like me. Is like to advisor like me, it is combination of art and science. For a fund manager, definitely a science.
Sure.
Why I say is it's art. Art is art is a discipline which one acquires with practice. Right. Science is all about learning.
Right.
Right. So वो learning fund manager लेकर आया है. इन्वेस्टर को और मुझे वो डिसिप्लिन फॉलो करना है, राइट? एंड इन्वेस्टमेंट शुड नॉट बी अ वन ऑफ एक्टिविटी, इट हैज टू बी अ कंटिन्यूअस जर्नी, राइट? व्हाट कैन हैपन इज यू माइट हैव टू रिव्यू योर जर्नी पाथ, doing minor changes here or there, but then is this journey should never end. Let me put it this way. So this journey must continue, right? Also it is said is हम लोग सुनते हैं कि wealth बनाने में generations लगते हैं.
Yes.
Right? Is there are industrial houses as wherein his great grandfather would have created the business and now the great grandson is taking the fame and the name of that business. So it takes generations to create wealth. Wealth cannot be created overnight. So you have to give time to your investments to grow and multiply. Sure. And then is that multiplication is results in wealth.
Lovely. So 98 when you did your graduation, then working, now it's been more than 30 years. You have looked at this profession also earlier before starting Blue Circle. What would be your advice to people who look at this as a profession?
Well, it's a fascinating profession, and the way is the life for us is like my journey. Last 30 years have changed. See, what is great learning is, and then is this learning would always continue, and to the new breed of the advisors who are joining in this profession, this is my humble submission to them is that learn upon the 3 P's. Right? That is first P is about people. Right, this is client behavior.
Correct.
Second P is the product. Have a thorough knowledge of the product. Check for the suitability of the product for the people.
Lovely.
Right, and the third is the profession. Profession is how you carry upon your profession in the most ethical and moral way. So this is all about these 3 P's, and these 3 P's would always remain constant. What may change is process, the 4th P, right? But it will not change is altogether. Processes have to adapt circumstances. Processes cannot go haywire. processes would assist you to check that you are going in a haywire direction.
Right.
So these are the three pillars, and the assisted by the fourth P, that is the process. This is what I have learnt about in my 30 years of journey. These four P's would always stay. Any beginner or any new entrant is, I would simply say, follow this up. Forget about future, forget about regulation. Regulation हमेशा रहेगी. We are in the most regulated industry. This is needed. This is the need of the hour, and regulations always become stringent with the passing day or passing years. It is the processes which have to be evolved round about the regulation.
Lovely.
Now about the future journey is, I would say, it's one of the most fascinating profession. Probably would gain more relevance and importance going forward. My past is when I used to deal with clients, so we were called quote unquote brokers or agents. Right? Then is mutual fund agents. Right? Then is advisors. Right? And now is probably a distinction between an advisor and a distributor. Right? So that is for individual choice, what one would prefer to be an advisor or a distributor. But these four P's would be applicable in both the scenarios. Then as the other, the complexities of the products which are coming up, that would create an advisor or a distributor's job as more exciting. Also is about the savings. The saving element would increase, the quantums would increase. More and more people now realize, especially this pandemic, now this has given learning, especially to the young generation who had been living on EMIs and plastic money. With this pandemic, most of them have realized the importance of savings and investments. So this pie of savings and investment would grow multi-folds going forward. So henceforth, the opportunities for advisor or distributor, whatever it is would go in same multiple proportions.
I know we can go on forever, but I have maybe sometime other, that there are three more points I would have loved to touch upon with you. One was that you talked about something which is very interesting, and is to talk about that when you make that whitelist, you do not allow the remuneration part of it cloud your judgment on when you make that whitelist and when you are going through your process. So that is something which will be really interesting. Sometime we will definitely touch upon that. Second is when you talk about the transparency, how do you evolve with that? How the way you handle your clients? And one important fact which I know sometime you will touch upon is the power of the family behind the advisor. I know that because of how it has worked out for you. So how the background of an advisor or a distributor is also very, very interesting in how their businesses have shaped up. So I think those would be something which will be very lovely topics to touch upon. But today, with the time which we have, you have been quite generous with your time with us. I have been waiting for this conversation for a very long time. You have been one of the places where I would sit down to have get my head cleared and just come back and take that energy from that room where you are sitting right now. You should have done this thing in your room, but to take that energy and when I carry it out, you have been a big support in that sense, not only for me, and I know for a lot of people in the industry. So thank you so much for sharing your thoughts, Viksit sir. It's lovely and an honor to have you on our show for this. And I'm sure a lot of our viewers will actually be checking with us that how do we get your contact details to get in touch with you for your views about the industry. So thank you so much.
Thank you so very much, Mayur, for giving me this opportunity. And let me assure through is any of my friends in the fraternity, if anybody is keen to know anything more about my processes or systems and how we've created it, they are most welcome. They can connect with me anytime. And I would be more than happy sharing all information with them.
Right. So I'm sure if people are interested, they should get in touch with you, check on your site, and then know about how do you go about doing your part of the work. So thank you so much, Viksit sir, and take care. Thank you.
Pleasure. Bye-bye.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.